What's up, what's up, what's up? Once again, it's your man Chaz Ellis answering the questions that you ask me. Make sure you go to the ChazzEllisProject.com if you want to be a part of the discussions that we're having on there. Also, if you want to get a consultation or ask a quick question. You can also go to AskChazzEllis on Facebook to be a part of some of the discussions. You can catch videos really quick. Also, and you can get on the @Chaz Asks and some of the different stuff that's going on there. See some of the quotes. Anyway, a lot of the questions that I get are about players and about just understanding game in general. People ask me those kind of questions all the time, and that's why I do a lot of videos about those things. And basically what most people want to know is what a player is going to do next, or what somebody that they are dealing with is going to do next. Somebody they don't understand, if they're in a situation where they're friends with benefit, if they're in the friend zone, if they feel like they're a placeholder in a relationship for another relationship, whatever the case may be. Most people generally want to know what that person is going to do next. And the biggest thing I can say to you to understand what someone is going to do next is don't hate the player, understand the game. What most of us do, and this is the reason why a lot of people have difficulty understanding what the next person is going to do, because they villainize the other person rather than understanding that it's all part of a big game that we're all participating in. That's the key, in that we're creating the very people that we may not like. We're creating the very people who are bothering us, are pissing us off, that we don't understand. This is what we have to realize. And now when I say this about don't hate the player, understand the game, some of us are going to be like, I'm not playing any games. I ain't never been a part of no game. I'm going to tell you how you're a part of the big game. This is how it really works. When we're young, when we're old, whatever the situation may be, here's what we do. People come up to us. They might want to be in a relationship with us. Okay? They might be very polite, respectful, just sweet as they can possibly be. But unfortunately, they're not exactly what we're looking for. Or maybe we're not in a situation in our lives where we really want to be with somebody. You know, maybe we're still enjoying the beach party. Maybe we're still enjoying hanging out with all of our friends, drinking Jaeger bombs or whatever the hell it is we're doing at the time. We're enjoying our lives. Some people making it rain at the strip club. Whatever. Whatever you're doing with your life. This person might come up to you and they might want to be with you. And they might treat you in the best way they could possibly treat you. But let's keep it real with ourselves. If they're not what we want, nothing that they do matters. If they don't come along at a time when we want to be in that situation, nothing we do matters. Nothing that they do matters. And this is what happens. They then start contributing to the game of being a player. This is what happens. This person, now they might not go full-fledged player, just like we did when somebody did that to us, but they go to a situation where now their guard is up for the next person, because they understand the fact that no matter what I bring to the table, if I'm not the right person for you at a time in your life when you're ready to receive that, it doesn't matter. We get upset at people because we take what we want from relationships, from different situations, and leave what we don't. Then we get upset because someone else does the exact same thing to us. We get upset with people because no matter what they do for us, no matter how well they treat us, we don't want to be with them if they're not what we're looking for. And then we get upset with people because they treat us the same way. We give and give and give and give, but we're not what they're looking for, so they're not checking for us. Now we're mad. Now we're pissed off. They're a narcissist. They're a sociopath. They're an egomaniac because they're not giving us exactly what we want at any particular time. But what you have to realize is the exact same thing you're saying about somebody else, there's somebody out there in the world saying that about you. Be real with yourself. There's somebody out there in the world talking about how you dissed them, talking about how they took you on 5 straight dates and then you just stopped calling them. It's real funny how we get in a situation with somebody and they're not giving us exactly what we want, but we really want to be with them. And we're like, I guess, I wish that person would just be real with me so I can get over it, so I can move on. People say that all the time, males and females. I wish they would just keep it real and then I can move on. But it's real funny how you don't have no problem moving on from somebody you don't like. We expect somebody to make some big speech and have to hurt our feelings for us to stop talking to them when we like them. But all somebody that we don't like has to do is just show up wearing blue. You wearing blue? Ah, get out of here. Ah, I don't mess with nobody wearing blue. That's because you didn't like them. So we consistently hate the player, but we don't realize that we're a part of the game. What do you think people do when you see somebody that's becoming a full-fledged, all-out player, whether it's a male or a female? This is a response to life. This is a response to what they've been through. Maybe you didn't respond in this particular way. You played a little bit. You played the game. Don't get it twisted. But maybe you just didn't respond in this particular way. But you may not have been through all the things that they've been through. Sometimes we'll sit there and I'll have people talk to me, they're like, oh man, this dude's a player. He's just using me, getting over on me. How do you know that this person wasn't the sweetest person in the world 10 years ago before you met them? And then just like we've done to somebody, they got played. They got tricked. They gave their all to somebody only to realize that didn't matter. Now, that might have been a time in their life where they really needed somebody. Now they're in a time in their life when they don't. And guess who they ran into? Yo ass. Maybe they were dealing with a person that they really, really wanted to be with. Now they run into somebody who they don't want to really, really be with. And guess who that is? Yo ass. And the reason why they're doing what they're doing is because that other person did them the way they did them, and that created a part in them, a piece of them that wanted to say, I don't ever want to go through this again. I don't ever want to be treated in this fashion again. So here's how I control the situation. Now I'm a player. Whether it's a male or a female. A lot of times you see women who use a guy as a placeholder, or they put dudes in the friend zone, or they just lie about things and things of that nature. That's because they've been in a situation where guys have played them, have dogged them out. And this is their defense. And guys are the same way. When you see a guy who's been played by girls, he gave her his heart, his soul, and everything. She dogged him out. Now he's saying, I'm never going to go through that again. Here's the wall I'm going to put up. This is how I'm going to become a player so I can control my situation. And we got to be real with ourselves and understand that we've contributed to that in our own way. Whenever somebody who really cared about us tried to talk to us, tried to be around us, tried to do everything in their power, but let's be real, we really got with somebody who probably wasn't even treating us half as good because they were a little bit better looking, they had a little bit more status, they were a little more educated, they were somebody our friends would look at and go, ooh, look who you got. Be real with yourself. You contributed to the game when you did that. And when you start understanding that you're contributing to the game, it becomes easier for you to understand what someone's going to do next. Be real with yourself. You want people to be honest with you, but you disqualify them for honesty. And then you're mad that they lied. You don't tell the whole truth when you talk to somebody. You tell just enough of the truth to be honest without disqualifying yourself. You don't come out there and lay everything out on the table. Oh yeah, when I was in 3rd grade, I ate my boogers one time. Just once. I ain't no booger eater now. You know what I'm saying? We don't tell everything. We edit information. But then we get mad when somebody else does the same thing to us. What happened for me was I started realizing that human beings protect themselves. And what this person is doing to me or did to me isn't personal. It wasn't even done to me. It was done for them. When I started realizing that, it started becoming easier to predict what somebody was going to do next. It started becoming so much easier that I started understanding the concept that as long as I make it to where screwing me over really isn't beneficial to you, then you're most likely not going to screw me over. This is what I talk to you guys about in the videos all the time. Whenever I tell you about how to make things better for the other person, how to put the other person in a situation where being with you is beneficial to them, how to figure out what they need and what they want, and how to give that to somebody who really wants to be with you anyway. When I talk to you about those kind of things, I'm telling you how to put yourself in a position where it benefits someone else to be good to you. It benefits them to protect their assets. You don't have to go tell somebody to put gas in their car. They're not doing that for the car. They're doing that for their ride home because they don't want to walk. You don't necessarily have to tell somebody to give you something or to be there for you when they value you and you are of value to them. Not just they have value for you because of who you are, they have value for you because of who you are to them. You're giving to them. Your car takes you from place to place. That's why you care about it so much. And you also care because maybe it's a really nice car. You're like, hey, I want to wash this car. I want to wax this car because it's really nice. But it's also because it drives you around. That's why you don't kick a hole in the window or kick the window out or pop a hole in the tire. That's why you don't do that. You got to make sure when you're dealing with people that you don't get so caught up in this, I'm mad because this person is a player. I'm angry because there's players out here in the game. You're a player. I'm going to play this victim role. You have to understand the fact that, hey, I've contributed to this game in my life, but now what I'm going to do for myself is make sure that it's in your best interest to treat me right. It's in your best interest to make this commitment. And I know that the only reason I may be putting up with some of the crap you're doing to me right now is because I'm in a place in my life where this makes sense to me. Or you're the person that I'm checking for right now because I like you more than I like somebody else. If somebody else told me the same lie you're telling me, I would have sniffed it out in a second. If you're being real with yourself and you understand that concept, that anytime you're dealing with somebody, the things you're putting up with are because of the fact that you like the person more, or you're in a situation where you're willing to deal with that, and it's not just because you're just a victim and you're just taking it. It's easier for you to start getting over it. Now, I was talking to somebody today actually, and they were talking about the power struggle and the tug of war that goes on in relationships a lot of times. Is, okay, I want a commitment, you just want sex. And a lot of times you might find yourself in that tug of war with somebody and you're like, well, this person's playing me or this person's doing this. But ask yourself this question: why am I in this tug of war? If I was dealing with somebody who I really wasn't feeling, or if I was in a situation right now where I was having a beach party and I didn't really want to be in a relationship, would I be dealing with this? No, you wouldn't. So keep it real with yourself and say, what would I do if I was dealing with somebody and I wasn't in that situation? That wasn't the person I really, really wanted to be with. Or I wasn't in a situation where I really wanted to have somebody. What would I do? If you commence to doing that, you'd be surprised how quick you win that tug of war. Because you took it to a different level. You said, okay, you're not giving me what I want. That means that you no longer have value like you thought you did. That's how you understand the game. Stop hating the player. Stop saying, okay, you dogging me out, I'm mad, and start realizing how you're playing a part in the game. When you understand the game, you can win it. Easy. You can predict what the other person is going to do. I mean, it's cheating to look at somebody else's cards. You know why that is? Because if you know what card somebody has and you know what they're going to play next, they can't really beat you. Hopefully I was able to help you out. Once again, it's your man, ChazzEllis. Make sure you like and subscribe and share this video with somebody else. Peace.